The power of love. The power of love. Nothing can stand against it. No evil, no darkness can stand against the light of the light of God that is within you. And today I'm going to share the potentiality of what you have that is awakening now during this grand awakening, this event that is transpiring on planet Earth for the first time in 12,000 years. And you and I, evolutionaries, have ringside seats. Actually, we're in the game, which is even more exciting. So today, the power of love. Welcome, evolutionaries. So let's dive right in and let's talk about the power of love, because as you know, I am a keen fan where my guides have shared with me the law of blossoming, which is the ever-expanding essence of the Godforce within you. And we all have this. We are all enlightened beings. We've just forgotten. We have been manipulated by the evil forces, the dark forces, to forget who we are in order for them to control us, because they cannot control God. They cannot control the force, the light that exists within us. We have this illumination, this God spark within our heart that is all expanding. It is expanding and illuminating the entire world. All of those around us, we are wrapping within this God force, this love. The power of love is unstoppable. And this is incredible because this power lies within you. At some level, this power is there within you, waiting to break free, waiting to expand and blossom. And today, I'm going to show you exactly some ways to do that and amplify the power of the God force within you. So the God force is the light of the light. Now, I'm not talking about the light of the sun or the moon. I'm talking about the light of the light of God within you, because you are an everlasting wellspring of the God force. It is permeating and percolating up through the heart that is the key, the bridge, if you will, between heaven and earth. So it is up to you and I, as warriors of light, putting on the full armor of God, the armor of light, in order to bring and instill or reinstall heaven on earth, and bringing the Eden back, creating the heart and moving the H from the end of the word earth to the beginning, and recreating the planet heart. This is something that is evolutionary. This is something that is the creation aspect of who we are. And it's very important for you to discern creation and blossoming and expansion versus what is being taught out there. And you have to use discernment, because if you don't use discernment at this time and place with regards to where we are in our energetic structure and what is happening in the evolutionary fields, we can either choose, and you and I, we all have a choice to evolve. And evolution is a form of creation, which is a part of the God force. Or we can choose to de-evolve. And of course, you know that I love to pick on the law of attraction, because the law of attraction is disharmonic. The law of attraction actually speaks to that I have to attract something to me because I am missing something. I have a void within me. So if I get this fancy car or money or whatever it might be, then I feel this void. Well, the void is a trap. It is and will entrap you into the 3D physical realm beyond this lifetime. And this is something you have to be aware of, because any person that is practicing the law of attraction has fallen victim. That's right, you've been manipulated by the trickster to buy into, so they can continue to manipulate you throughout the 3D experience. And this is actually true for any of the teachers out there. And they're actually in a worse position, if you will, because they are teaching the masses a false teaching. Well, it's not really a false teaching, it's a satanic teaching. It is not a godly teaching, because attraction equals subtraction. It is the contraction of who you are, because they cannot control you unless they limit your potential as a God, to limit that God force within you. And so these minions that are running around teaching the law of attraction are attempting to entrap you. Now, they may not knowingly or consciously, because hopefully some of them are good people. And I know some of these people that are good people, and they're like probably rolling their eyes right now at me. But the truth of the matter is they are teaching you that, and it reminds me of an old movie called They Live. And there's this actor, a wrestler called Roddy Piper, and he'd have these special glasses where if he looked like this, and everything looked normal, and you could see the money and the different things, but he put the glasses on, and once he put the glasses on, it was a big reveal. He could see the extraterrestrials walking around, or non-terrestrials, as they like to be called, walking around among us. He could see the subliminal messaging that was everywhere, especially on the money. So the money, he would actually look like this, and it would look like regular dollar bills, $100 bills. He put this on, and the subliminal messaging embedded in the money was, I am your God. I am your God. And that exactly is what the law of attraction is teaching you. It is teaching you to fill a void with idol worship. And we know what the God, our true God, one true God, says about worshiping idols. You don't pass go. You don't get to get out of this. You get to come back until you figure this out. And so it is all about teaching you how not to be complete, how to teach you that you are not wholesome. And this is exactly the opposite of what you are. You are a God. You have this God force inside of you. This is a way for them, by teaching you the law of attraction, to break your connection with Source. And you're like, but Joe, I'm getting all this cool stuff. Well, again, if you get all this cool stuff, it sets you up for this emotional, energetic charge that a year from now, whether it's a relationship because you thought you found the right person and then they cheat on you, or you have and win the money and you lose the money, or you're in this car or this or that, and then it gets ripped from you from bankruptcy because these beings that are controlling the planet are, and they're losing badly, are attempting to be this vampire and suck this energy from you because they're able to manipulate you like a roller coaster. And this is something that is not in the path or the way to walk with God. So we need to understand and practice discernment. And here's another great example, because there's a lot of people out there that channel, and I've talked about this before, but they don't really understand or understand that who they are channeling is not necessarily the good guys. And anybody, and I can speak to this directly, anyone that speaks to and talks about the Galactic Federation is being controlled by evil beings, the darker beings, because the Galactic Federation are the bad guys. The Guardian Alliance, or what's also known as the Galactic Alliance, are the good guys. So anyone that channels, I know, and I can tell the difference whether they have been quote-unquote influenced by the light or the dark. And let's just even break this down even further. So an alliance is a group of independent, free worlds or civilizations that have come together to battle evil. A federation, like in Germany, this Federated States of Germany, are groups that were taken over and controlled by a dictatorship, by a monarchy. And so when you speak of the Galactic Federation, you're talking about a control structure, not a liberated structure. So again, discernment at all levels, and using discernment and an understanding will create this liberation and freedom for you to express the greater God force within you. And you go, well, Joe, how do I know these things? Well, you intuit them, for one. You just have this feeling. And if something sounds too good to be true, and even question what I am teaching you, I mean, you have to search and seek deeply into the heart where the resonance of God exists and find out what's right for you. Because as we go through all this, if you are practicing the law of attraction, you are actually inviting, like I mentioned a minute ago, these demonic forces inside of you. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm certainly not going to invite demons to, like, even though this is a physical shell, I mean, it's temporary. I'm kind of liking the God, the Holy Spirit, the power of love that's emerging from me to blossom, to share, and wrap around those people that I love and care about, and those of you that I've extended this field to, because love is boundless. Love is wraps around the planet. So as you increase the power of your Godforce, your infinite power of the light is ignited, this spark of God within you. And it's really exciting because remember, attraction is subtraction. They're condensing you into the nothing so they can control you. So let's break free of their grip and move forward. Because again, as I mentioned, it's contraction. You are stealing energy if you are playing the part within the law of attraction. This has been the biggest epic lie that has been perpetrated on humanity. And you have to really think about this. If they're censoring truth on this platform and other platforms, if they are canceling Christian and programming on Netflix that intuit and help people understand the deeper reaches of God here on the planet, and yet they're not canceling anything about the law of attraction. These people teaching law of attraction are propagating. Why? Because they're teaching idol worship. This falls right in line with satanic practices. They want to entrap you. And I am here, and this has been the whole mission of my channel, and every video I've done is to help you break the reincarnation cycle. Do not buy into this nonsense around attraction, because as a God, you create. By activating the Godforce, you're creating love through the power of love, and nothing can stand. It's like the darkest pits of hell. You are the illuminated being. You are the beacon to rescue the souls that have been tarnished, that have fallen away. It is your job, my job, to be this resurrected light within the depths of the darkness. And this is really exciting. You're like going, well, Joe, that's not really me. Well, it's not like you need to be up like I am on this video, but just by instilling and understanding or understanding, and understanding is so important because it's from within. It's like this wellspring of God that is serving you and giving you knowledge. Where understanding means you're under the influence. And so occasionally I will say understanding, but I really mean understanding, because understanding, like a lot of words we use today, the vocabulary has been embedded for trickery to make us less than we are. So so I would just say use understanding, because you want to consistently remind and activate the inner Godforce within you. So as you do this, again, law of attraction is contraction, it is subtraction, it is demonic. Law of blossoming, the attunement to the higher frequencies of God, the harmonics of God, is what we're doing by blossoming. And this is part of their agenda right now, not only with the mental conditioning around the law of attraction, but because of the V. The V, when somebody is injected, it is actually designed to separate the soul from the body, so that now they just have a husk, a vessel, which a demon can step into. And this is, it's crazy. It is beyond crazy. So we need to stand forth and send prayers to those that we love that have taken this crazy thing, in order to help them with salvation, to help them and cast out any demon that may, in fact, think that they can step into someone we love. This is the job of a light warrior. This is your job. This is my job, is to cast out the shadow beings so that they are transformed, and bring them back to the light, because there's always redemption. There is always God. That is the power of love. Now, they need to have this reconciliation, but there is always redemption. So as you expand, you are affecting all people with the power of love. This is the expansion, the blossoming of God. God is all about the expansion, the evolution. And again, evolution is creation. So the path of God not the path of Satan. So choose creation, choose evolution. Do not choose attraction, subtraction, contraction, because that is the only way they can control you, is through the idol worship of making you believe that money is your God, that the big house is your God, that winning whatever. We need to wake up and understand there is something beyond the third dimension. Now, if you want to practice the law of attraction, you can certainly come back in this 3D world for another 12,000 years. And yes, I said 12,000 years, because that's the end of the cycle we're at now, the age of Aquarius. We're bringing heaven back to earth. And you make a choice. We all have a choice to make. We can choose to do this, or we can choose to evolve into the fourth, fifth dimension and there above. So that depends on where we are from a basis of generating love and being able to share the light. And again, it's not a matter of just being like on video like I'm doing right now. You can walk down the street and just be a beacon, and just by walking by someone, because the love that is emanating from your heart, they just feel awesome. It's like this kiss of sunshine, if you will, as you walk by them, because that is what you're emanating, this amazing light of the light. And again, it's not the light of the sun, the reflection off the moon. This is the inner, like the spark of God that resides within you. So the next question is, Joe, because you teased me earlier, how can I amplify the love within me, the power of love? Well, this is really cool. And I've never really seen anyone talk about this. Actually, one person, James Redfield, and James Redfield wrote the Celestine Prophecy, and he talks a little bit about this in his book. But this is something that nobody really teaches today. So what about and how can you amplify the Godforce? Well, it's really, really beautiful in the sense that you and a partner, let's say your spouse or whoever it might be, a partner, you can actually send love to them, and then they send love back to you. And then as this builds, it amplifies, because you keep sending love, sending love, sending love, and the harmonic of love, the expanded vortex of love, keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it also resonates and grows within each person. So you're magnifying not only you as an individual, but the collective. And it's a beautiful thing as, again, you send love back and forth. You amplify it. And the other interesting thing, is that while you do this, you open up your intuitive abilities. So you can actually be sitting, let's say, with a partner, and you're meditating, and you're just focusing on sending love back and forth to each other. Now, what this does, it also opens up a dialogue, because the power of two helps activate and open up the channels so that you now have a clear or a more reinforced opening to understand the inner workings of the universe. And this is really cool because you start getting these insights that are beyond the scope of what you've ever seen before. Now, and you're probably going, okay, well, Joe, I don't have a partner. I'm just by myself. And of course, that's really where I am right now as well. So I am on a mission right now for Earth, for humanity. And so this is you are my partners. But when I don't have a physical partner at the moment, I have Source, I have God. And so as I was talking about amplifying, I can take the resonance in my heart and send that to Source, send that to God. Now, how many of us have ever sent love back to God? Now, we pray, or people pray, but they typically ask for something. They're not giving. Remember, giving is expansion. Giving is the basis, the foundation of love, not attraction or subtraction. That's selfishness. That actually falls into the negative aspects, which is why it is satanic. And yes, I'm saying it, it is. It is ungodly to practice that. It is only godly to create and create for the betterment of others. So as we amplify the source energy back and forth, sending it back to God, God really acts as this purification. And we can do this just while we're walking down the street, when we're meditating, whatever it might be, just fully conscious on sending love, not only to humanity, but to God itself, or herself. And it will permeate, it will purify, and this love will come back to you and create this amazing radiance of instilled knowledge and give you the courage to know that you now have the full armor of God on, the armor of light where you can battle and take on anything because you are fully protected. And it really doesn't matter whether or not we stay in this physical body or not, because we have lifetimes ahead of us. So do you want to fall victim to a practice that is ungodly, that'll keep you trapped in the third dimension with the idol worship of physical goodies? Or do you want to evolve and go beyond this and become a true light warrior? Because that is what this is all about. So send love to source and it will return amplified. So the higher truth will connect you because now you are connected and you are building this resonance with regards to accessing the higher truth, but giving you the higher guidance towards achieving a heaven on earth. And that is already here. And this is important to understand because heaven on earth is already here. It's not a matter of earth ascending. So these teachings and teachers talking about the earth moving into 5D, it is already here. It is here at this moment. And when you and I are ready, when we achieve this level of love, this level of commitment, and I'm not going anywhere because I'm on a mission here to educate and propagate love here in this dimensional aspect to carry as many people through and across the river into heaven that I can, into these higher dimensions that I can. This is my mission. My job is to end the reincarnation cycle in the third dimension and help people move forward. So the earth is already here. Once you've hit that resonance, it's like walking through a door. You walk through the door and bam, you are in 4D, 5D, 6D, wherever it is that is the next place for your soul's evolution to step into. And this is really awesome because now you have the trust and faith in God. And by the way, faith is so important to have because it's the faith of the God within you. Hope, which is what they, the evil dark beings, teach. People don't realize or forget that hope was the very last sin to escape Pandora's box. Sin creates, despair. So when you have faith, it is the reinforcement of the Godforce. So hope, again, creates despair. Hope is really a sin, and you have to have faith. So if you find yourself using the word hope in your vocabulary, change it to faith because faith is a higher resonance. Hope is a lower resonance. And so the whole goal here is to be very keenly aware of everything. And once you attune to these higher levels, you become more aware. You become more discerning. And remember, I talked about discernment. And you begin to pick up on things like, oh, the Galactic Federation. Oh, yeah, they are evil. I get that now because I can feel it. You can feel the evil queen that is running the Federation versus the benevolent beings that are all aligned together to save and working with the earth to help us move to that next level. And this is really where we all stand firm by evolving because we are the catalyst. We are holding the ground for these amazing beings to help us. So again, it is this amplified energy. So it's not just here on Earth, but we're amplifying the energy for all of the white hats, all of the benevolent beings to help us move on into that next aspect of God. So we are, so ascension, that's the other thing I was going to mention, is ascension is not a good thing because it's not creation. Evolution is creation. So when the evil people, they talk about evolution being like, not good. Well, that's not true because whatever they say in mainstream science and other things like black holes and stuff, which don't really exist, that they want to trick you. So really whatever they say, almost nearly all of the time, the opposite will be true. So evolution is creation, and only God creates. Only Satan contracts or attracts and fills that void with demonic. And as a matter of fact, that's why they're doing, the primarily reason why they're doing this whole V thing is because if they can take and remove the soul from your body, you now are an empty vessel. And I know this is going to be far out for some people, but if you are an empty vessel, you still have your consciousness, but guess what? A demonic entity can step into this empty vessel. So that's why it is so important not to be prejudiced or against people that have been vaccinated because they've been tricked, they've been misled. So send them love, pray for them, because it is up to us to be the savior, the rescuer of these beings while they are finishing out their physical life here on earth. And we, through the power of love, can do that. We have the ability to do great things. So this is the amplification of love. So amplify with source. And this is our destiny. This is your destiny. So take this to heart. Practice it. I love to hear your feedback on the type of ideas and things that are happening for you as you walk through this valley into the heights of the light. And you are that beacon of light because now God has a direct conduit and you've cut off the evil beings that are trying to corrupt you. You now no longer worship the money or the house or the car. The tricksters are trying to employ with you to deviate you, to keep you trapped in the third dimension. This is all about our salvation, our evolution, our becoming something more by illuminating the Godforce within each and every one of us. And that is within you. You are enlightened. You have the power which puts the fear into them. That's why they try to keep you small. But you are more powerful, you are more than you could ever possibly imagine. With that, I love you, and just keep fighting the good fight. Don't let evil step in. Be the light warrior, which I know you are. If you're watching this video, you are an amazing being because what I'm saying is pretty crazy heavy stuff. And if you are getting this, and I know you are, then you are ready to evolve and go to the next level. And this is really very exciting for me as I am just a conduit for light to be able to share this message to remind you who you are. You are God incarnate. You have the power of God. So don't let anyone ever tell you you are small. You are infinite, and you have the power to eradicate darkness. I love you. I am Joe Heller, and it's thrilling. It is so thrilling for me to be here with you to share this message of love and the power of love that you can unlock to save the world. Bye-bye.